you are sitting the customer service
Yes.
and this guy calls you, you will be like tired. He will take the whole time of you.
Yeah.
Like, hi guys, how
Hey
you
guys.
doing?
Mm-hmm.
Today the topic is super hot.
Oh, super
Today,
hot.
yeah, so
Mhm.
we're going to talk about
Yep.
what we learn each other since
Uh-huh.
we get married that we
Yes.
didn't know while we were dating.
Yes.
So what
Mhm.
will you say?
Well, like for me, I would say something I've learned about you is that how well organized you are. I'm not as organized as her, to be honest, because the thing I did notice about you is whenever you go to the gym, not only do you wake up so early in the morning, you have a whole system, right, where you make your ginger tea in the morning, you have this energy boost, you go to the gym, you worked out for like 2 hours or like an hour consistently, and you even know exactly what equipment you're gonna use.
Ooh.
That is so highly detailed that I'm like, wow. I thought I was like well organized, not as organized as her.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I thought that was like, okay, that's fun, right? It's something that I could improve on my life, right? Because whenever you do something
Yeah.
better than me, I like to use that as my motivation.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so good. That's a compliment.
Yeah, it
Thank
is a
you, honey.
compliment. Yeah. Now, what about you? What is something you've learned about me since we got married?
I learned a lot of things from you.
Okay.
I would say the first thing that I learned from you is going to be like how family oriented you are.
Mm-hmm.
This guy,
Yeah.
if his sister calls him in the middle of the night, he will wake up and do
Mm-hmm.
that things for her.
Yeah.
Not only that, even if my sister needs something from you and
Yes.
she do ask you something to do for her,
Mm-hmm.
you will do for her.
Yeah. Because I make
So
sure the people, that I care about, and if I care about my spouse, obviously, I care about her family. So I make
aw,
sure we're all being taken care of and we keep an eye on each other. That's why it's important.
that's so cute. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
The other things that I learned from you
Uh-huh.
will be like this guy.
Uh-huh.
If we are going to vacation,
Oh, a
he's
second
well
point.
prepared.
Yeah.
He's well prepared. Like
Yes.
from to head to the toe.
So really,
He
yeah.
is so prepared. Like
Mhm.
even the little things like
Uh,
charging,
yeah.
toothbrush,
Yes.
even like was it
Yeah.
the little
Almost. Yeah.
even the camera if we need to take the camera
Yes.
or something.
If we're planning to take a lot of photos,
Photos.
I'll make sure that we
Yeah.
have the right camera. I make sure the toothbrush is ready, the passport. I make sure the hotel. We know the street we'll be walking at. Where's the closest
Yes.
supermarket?
Yes.
All that have to be like pre-planned.
It's like
Uh-huh.
you know everything before we even
Before
go
we
there.
even get there.
Like
Yeah.
how far we gonna walk if
Yes.
we need to walk.
Yeah.
How far are we going? And if we're taking a pass, how far is gonna be that place?
Exactly.
How many activity that we
We're
that
gonna
we
be
need
doing
to we need
exactly.
to do.
Well, one of the reasons I actually do it is because like I have my wife with me, right? So I want to make sure she's very comfortable. Things are going as smooth as possible, right? So yeah, I do my due diligence ahead of time to make sure you have a wonderful time there.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
one thing I admire you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
cute. Like knowing like everything before you go there.
Yes. And it makes the trip more fun, honestly, once you've done all your research ahead of time.
Hmm.
You feel more relaxed. I feel more relaxed.
True.
Uh-huh.
I remember one time when we went Mexico.
Yeah.
We went to a place that we never go before,
Yeah.
like
It's called whole box.
whole
Yeah.
box,
Yes.
and you never went to that place.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Hey, honey, we don't want to be lost. I don't know this place.
Yeah.
How you feeling?" I was like,
Exactly.
"I am feeling okay.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. It's fun. Like
Yes. Because I did plan the in Mexico when we went for the vacation. I did look into Cancun and Playa de Carmen.
mhm.
I was familiar with the area, but whole box was just totally new to me, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I could use this as my third thing I learned from you,
Mhm.
and that is like you're willing to go to a place that you've never been before.
Yes.
You're not worried about like what could happen. And I thought, oh, that's very admirable, right? So we went to Whole Box, and I just told her like, hey, just FYI, I've never been there before, so I know what's gonna happen there. Do you still want to go there?
Yes.
And you were like, yeah, let's go there. And I was like, what about if we get lost? You say we still gotta go there. So that's also something I learned from her is like she's not afraid of like getting lost, or it's just all about adventure for her.
I'm very risk taker.
Yeah. Yeah. What about was there anything else you've learned about me? The last bullet point you would say?
The last thing I will say I learned from you will
Yeah.
be how gifting you are. You
Mm,
love to gift a gift.
yeah.
I remember one time
Hmm.
we were dating at that time, I
Yeah.
think,
Uh-huh.
and I told you my sister
Hmm.
gave a birth,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Hey, what do we need to do? What do we
Hmm.
need to give to her and the
Yes.
little baby?" And
Yes.
I was like, "What? We know each other like less than
Right.
2 months, I think, at
Yeah,
that time.
exactly. I
Three
think,
months about it
yeah,
there.
when we were getting to know each other, I learned about your sister was about to give a birth.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, because I already cared a lot about you. Then I was thinking about, well, if I care about you, I care about your family too.
Oh.
So, I was like, okay, what should we get the baby? Right?
Wow, that was so
Yeah.
good.
Do you still remember what we got the babies?
I remember it
Yeah.
was a blanket,
Yeah.
custom
It was a
blanket,
custom made
custom
blanket.
made
Yeah. It had
blanket.
their names,
Yes.
the child's name on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's one thing
Yes.
that's the third one I think I
Mhm.
learned from you
And
so far. How about you? Like,
And lastly, I would say the last thing I've learned about you, which caught me off guard, I was not prepared for it, and that is how much you love to prank. It was honestly like I normally don't get pranked. I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I've seen people on YouTube and like maybe a couple people in real life that would do pranks, but for me, the first time you told me the first prank, I took it literally as if it's happening, right? And you still remember the
I
prank, right?
remember, yeah.
Yeah, so I took it literal. Not only that, the other thing was also when you would tell me a joke, it's also part of the prank as well.
Mhm.
Like you would tell me a joke, but with a flat face, and I'm like, was that a joke or is that a prank? Like I don't know how to react. It was like a totally new world to me, right? So we both improved on it right now, where I know when she's telling me a joke or like a prank, especially if she's smiling, I'm like, okay, she's up to something. So that's how I kind of like gauge, like she's being jokester or like she's being a little mischievous. I could tell that now.
Do you want me to tell them like that prank that
Oh yeah, you could go for it.
So the prank was like literally it was in the beginning
Of
of
our
our
marriage,
marriage,
yeah.
and then that was 2 months, I
Hmm.
think, two
Yeah,
or three
roughly
months
2 to 3 months
yeah.
in. Yeah.
And then I told you like, hey, after you came home, like, babe, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, but
And
you
I
said
even
it with
showed
a
you.
serious face.
Did I show you the pregnancy
Honestly,
test?
I don't know if you did, and if you did, I probably would be like, oh well, if you say you're pregnant, I don't know how to read this thing. You probably are pregnant, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing I did to you
Yeah, and
at that time.
like I said, I took it literal, and my first reaction was like, just like a blank face and nervousness is the first couple things that hit me. Then I'm like, oh snap, I'm about to become a father. Am I ready for it? Like every thought that rushed through my head, it rushed towards it, right? Because I want to be a good father to my kids, inshallah, if God allow us. So I had like so many things just rush into my head. Then I have to calm down and be like, okay, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What you were thinking at that time? Like, what was in your mind?
I was like, oh, we're having a kid. I started thinking about like, all right, so where are we gonna put the child? What are we gonna name the child?
You
We're gonna
even
get
think
them.
about that?
Yeah, we're gonna get them
No
diaper. Like if I'm working, who's taking care of the kid? Right? If you're working, who's taking care of the kid? Just like, but everything was like super quick. Bam, bam, bam.
Ooh.
Because I do overthink, as you probably know.
I know.
I overplanned everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last one I learned from you
Mhm.
is like, this guy,
Yes.
he loves to ask so much questions.
Yes. I like clarity a lot.
If you are sitting the customer service,
Yes.
and this guy calls you, you will be like tired. He will take the whole time of you.
Yeah.
Like literally, he will ask you
Specific questions.
all the questions he has.
Yes.
Like even the little questions.
Yes.
Sometimes I told you like,
Yeah.
honey, I even understand that question. I'm gonna explain to you like after we go home. Let's
Right,
go.
exactly. But it's just me again. It's I like to ask a lot of questions. So it wasn't surprising, when you told me the prank, the amount of questions that were just going through my head, and there was no answer, so I was creating my own answer too. Right.
So
But
why do you like to ask a lot of questions?
for clarity, I mean, it helps us to avoid also miscommunication. Like if, let's say, for example, you call customer service and they tell you one thing, you want to get a clarification. What are you hearing is what they're telling you, because a lot of times the way miscommunication happen is what they say is not how you interpret it.
Mhm.
So I like to reiterate it to make sure what they said is actually how I heard it. That's why I have to repeat it again and again. Yeah.
That
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think we
So,
gotta wrap it up here. I
yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed this video on what we learned about each other since we moved in together. I think
That's
this
it.
was a fun video, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah.
was. So
Uh-huh.
that's it for today. Thank you for watching.
Take care, guys.
Bye.